If you're in the market for a home, and even if you're not, you've probably heard of the new First Home Savings Account. These tax-advantaged accounts can help you save up to $40,000 towards your first home. And if you invest that money, it could turn into even more. Because it's a government program, how it works can seem a little complicated, but we're here to help. Here are some of the most important things to know. So to open an FHSA, you just have to be between 18 and 71 years old, living in Canada, and you can't be living in a home owned by you or your spouse in the year that you open the account or the 4 years before it. And you have to live in the home that you buy, so no rental properties or weekend cottages. You can deposit up to $8,000 per year in the account until you've contributed $40,000. Those deposits can be claimed as a tax deduction. The money in it can be invested in a bunch of things, including stocks and ETFs, or even a savings account or high-interest savings portfolio. Unlike RRSPs or TFSAs though, you start accumulating room in your FHSA only after you open it. So if you're even considering buying a home, it's probably worth opening one as soon as possible. And if you don't end up buying a home, there are ways to take your money out without tax implications. You have 15 years after opening the FHSA to withdraw the money tax-free towards your first home. If you want to withdraw that money for anything else, it's possible, but you'll have to pay taxes on it. One thing about FHSAs that a lot of people overlook, you don't actually have to use it towards a home. Since you can transfer your FHSA balance into a retirement account totally tax-free, FHSAs effectively offer a $40,000 boost to your current savings cap. If you have any questions, our advisors are always available to help. Or you can just stick around for a few seconds, because in the next part of this video, I'll be answering 6 of the most common FHSA questions we've been asked. Yes, so both are tax-sheltered accounts, but each one has its own annual funding limits, and each has different rules and tax implications for withdrawals. With a TFSA, you can deposit a fixed amount each year. In 2023, that limit was $6,500. It doesn't reduce your taxes owed for the year, but that money, along with any gains, can be withdrawn at any time and for any purpose without penalty or taxes. With an FHSA, you can also deposit a fixed amount each year. It's capped at $8,000 per year for a maximum of $40,000. Unlike with the TFSA though, FHSA contribution room is not based on your age. It actually doesn't start accumulating until you open an account. With an FHSA, contributions do reduce your taxable income for the year, and you're not taxed on that money or any gains when you withdraw it to buy your first home. So the big difference between an RRSP and an FHSA, at least when it comes to withdrawing money to use towards a home, is that you have to pay that money back to your RRSP within 15 years. Otherwise, you get taxed. The FHSA doesn't have that payback requirement. So for many people, that means the FHSA is a great place to start saving for a home. After they max out those contributions, then they might start saving in an RRSP. Yes, so the Home Buyers Plan lets you withdraw up to $35,000 from your RRSP tax-free to use towards the purchase of a home. But you will have to repay yourself within 15 years of the withdrawal. You can combine that money with the money in your FHSA. And if you're buying with a partner who has their own accounts, you can essentially double the money that you have available. So you might be tempted to transfer money from your RRSP to your FHSA, but whether you should depends on your circumstances. If you have new savings to put into your FHSA, you can reduce your taxable income by as much as $8,000 for the year. But if you were to move $8,000 from your RRSP to your FHSA, you wouldn't get that benefit. Now, if you don't have new savings available to add to your FHSA, but you do have more than $35,000 in your RRSP, you could transfer some of that money to your FHSA, and how much depends on how much contribution space you've accumulated. The benefit of doing that would be that you can access more of your savings for the purchase of your first home. There's a downside though. If you transfer that money from your RRSP, you lose the contribution room permanently. Even if you wanted to pay it back, you couldn't, so you're reducing your ability to save for retirement. So when you're ready to purchase your home, you'll need to fill out Form RC725. With Wealthsimple, we'll ask you a few questions and fill out the form for you. once you have your money, the clock starts ticking. You need to close on your home by October 1st of the year after you withdraw your money. Otherwise, the CRA will tax you retroactively. If you have an FHSA elsewhere, you can transfer that over to Wealthsimple. The easiest way to do that would be by getting in touch. And if you have any more questions, maybe even ones that aren't about FHSAs, we're ready to answer those too.